Hi, my name is Ben.
And my name is Harrison.
We work for Sweet Brew, and we believe that we've come up with the best policy for hiring and managing shifts for part-time employees. And this starts with actually creating shifts. So we believe in splitting the time of our shop into three shifts. So we're going to be starting with the morning shift, which starts at 7:30 and ends at 12:30, and an afternoon shift, which starts at 12:30 and ends at 5:30, and then a night shift, which starts at 5:30 and ends at 10:30.
And we're planning to divide these shifts among 3 part-time employees per shift. We're going to have one employee working at the coffee, brewing all the coffee, and just managing everything with that. And another employee working the sweets, making the milkshakes, serving the ice cream, and everything to do with that. And the last employee is going to be working the register and handling the customers firsthand.
And just to add a little bit to what Harrison was saying, we're going to be planning on hiring 15 part-time employees total, which would allow for flexibility in schedule and efficiency in running our store. When we're talking about screening applicants, we will be checking their background for a criminal record. We'll be looking at their past job histories, and we will require recommendations from past employers or people who have just seen them work. And this is because we plan on hiring teenagers, and those teens might have their first job experience with us, which means that they don't have any past employers. So we just want either a teacher or a parent just to tell us about how they work. And we're also going to be looking at their schedules and seeing if it fits their schedule and our schedule.
Now, when we're interviewing these potential employees, we're going to be asking them a number of questions. And the first question that we are planning on asking is, why do you want to work at Sweet Brew? And we believe that this is a really important question to ask these potential employees because we want to figure out why they're interested in this business. And we want to make sure that they want to work at this business because it's something they're passionate about or they're interested in, not that they want it for the money or just to say that they worked on their college application. We want to make sure that our employees are really interested in coming to work each day and just putting their best performance for Sweet Brew. The second question we're planning on asking is we're going to pose a scenario to these potential employees, and it's basically going to be if someone was to order a milkshake one day and you're working the register, but the milkshake machine happened to be broken or had just broke, what would you do? And we think that this is a really important question to ask these potential employees because we want to identify their problem solving skills and we want to make sure that they can solve problems, because on a normal day in the job a lot of unpredictable things happen and the day is not always as it should be. Things go wrong. So we want to make sure that our employees are prepared for this and that they have the problem solving abilities required to handle these problems and handle these high pressure situations. Lastly, we're going to ask them, what will you contribute to Sweet Brew? And we're going to ask this because we want to figure out what these potential employees are going to bring to Sweet Brew to really push forward its brand image and message and really set a great example for the other employees. And we also want to figure out how the employees view themselves and what they think their biggest attribute and their biggest contribution to Sweet Brew really is. So we get to know our employees better.
When our applicants transition into part-time employees, we'll be teaching them how to work the cash register, how to brew coffee, and how to scoop ice cream and make milkshakes. And after all of this basic training is done, we'll have our store manager shadow them for their first few days just so they have an outlet to ask questions and they feel more confident when they're actually working in the shop. Our part-time employees will also learn how to open and close the shop, which is integral to making sure our shop is performing efficiently.
Now, we want to make sure that the employees we hire are actually the right ones for us and that they're actually putting out a high level of work. So we're going to be relying on the manager heavily to evaluate the performance of these employees. So we're going to have the manager report in on the performance of these new hires after the first few days, just to make sure that these employees are getting off to a good start and that everything is running smoothly at the beginning so that these employees have everything they need to be successful in the long run. And then from then on out, we're planning on checking in with the manager about the employees on a weekly basis because we think it's important to keep up to date and make sure that nothing changes in the quality that these employees are putting out. And if something is going on and an employee's quality is a little lower than it was like the previous weeks, we're going to talk to them and try to figure it out and help them through it so that they can get back to where they need to be and where Sweet Brew will be really successful. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to review customer complaints and feedback related to the employees. So we're going to take customer input, and for the feedback, we're going to read it and we're going to share it with these employees and really just give them some pointers as to how they can continue to improve themselves and how they can make their service just even better. And also when it comes to complaints, we might have to have a more serious talk with them about what is going on. But we hope that through this evaluation process, we're not only going to be able to identify how our employees are performing, but we're going to also be able to help them overcome obstacles and help them overcome challenges so that they can always be a great employee.
Lastly, we're going to be talking about the safety issues concerning Sweet Brew. So obviously something might go wrong in our shop just out of the blue, which is why we're planning for liability. There are also potential safety concerns regarding our equipment. Obviously, we have to handle coffee machines, which are extremely hot, and we also have to worry about handling our other equipment. And we also have to talk about the hygiene and personal hygiene for our personnel and the work environment, which means our employees must keep the work environment clean. And lastly, we're going to be talking about the safety of our products. So obviously, we're going to be using milk and dairy and a lot of raw ingredients, and we have to plan for their expiration dates and the overall quality of our products.
We have thought through our hiring policy very thoroughly, and we believe that this policy will help us hire young and upcoming members of our community and really give opportunities to our community members, giving back to the group that helped us become a successful business. And we also believe that this will, in turn, improve our service and make us a better company than we already are. So overall, we feel that this hiring policy is the quickest and best way to create a great work environment and high quality customer service that will make Sweet Brew a business to be remembered.
Thank you for listening.